Hey everybody, it's Mike Broadhurst with the Broadhurst Group and the Carolina Realty Group here in Bluffton, South Carolina, looking at our real estate market for the 29910 zip code for October 4th, 2021. Let's go ahead and take a look at this week's numbers. Yes, the market is slowing down, that's for sure. The number of properties coming on the market this past week, just 14, and that compares to 22 this time last week, but 40 this time last year. That's a huge 65% decrease in new listing inventory. However, year to date, the numbers are actually up. So far this year, we've had 1,489 properties come on the market compared to 1,401 last year. So that's a 6% increase in inventory. Now we switch over to properties under contract. Under contract this past week, 17 properties. Last week, 44, and that compares to 46 this time last year. Again, a big 63% decrease in the number of properties going under contract. However, year to date, again, the year to date numbers are up. 1,582 properties have gone under contract so far this year, and that compares to 1,497 this time last year, so about a 6% increase in the number of properties going under contract. Number of sales, this past week we had 23 closings, last week 49, and this time last year 58, so a 60% decrease this week compared to the same week last year. However, year to date, sales are up almost 16%. 1,530 properties have gone to closing so far this year in Bluffton, and that compares to 1,321 properties last year. That is reflected in the average sales price, which this year, $532,000 compared to last year's $452,000, which is almost an 18% increase in property values. And then, of course, all of this is reflected in our cumulative days on market. This year, the median days on market for any property is 10. Last year, 47. So all of these numbers, even though it appears that sales have slowed down, are all reflecting the same thing. There continues to be a lot of demand and property continues to move quickly. And just before we get to our closing remarks and summary for this week's report, we'd like to remind you that we do this as a service to the community to keep them abreast of what's going on in the real estate industry. So if you find the information useful, please go ahead and click on the link below and subscribe. If you're watching on Facebook, go ahead and like the page and share the information with your community. Let's go ahead to our closing remarks. Closing out this week's report with a summary and overview of the market conditions. Yes, sales have slowed down, but they'd have to because we just don't have enough inventory to meet the demand. One interesting thing that I mentioned last week, and that was the impact or the possible impact of interest rates rising. This past week, they went up another 10 basis points. The national average for a 30-year mortgage is now 3.18%. Just 3 weeks ago, it was below 3%. So that's a very important factor. And I think it's very important for buyers to keep track of that as far as the affordability factor in real estate is concerned. Everybody, I'm Mike Broadhurst. If you're buying or selling, give us a call at 843-837-7773, and we'll see you next week. So long, everybody.